digest. From lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward, fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash. Numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd. Every game we scream it loud. I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire.
Yes, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, and welcome to THFC Till We Die, your home of Tottenham past, present, and a very gloomy future under Thomas Frank. Will he, oh, did you like that? Will he be here? Will he be here by the weekend? That is the big question. Will the axe fall? Will it be another Who Shot JR? You know, we'll have another Who Pulled the Trigger? Yeah, I don't know why we're doing the play ratings, but we are.
Just for a laugh, innit?
Just for a giggle, really. I know everyone used to call what's his name, Ange a clown. I think these plays are clowns. Personally, I think every freaking one of them need to have to give their head a wobble, need to be sold. And look, before we get into the chat, the killer and the play ratings and yesterday's game, more about it tonight at 8 o'clock. Bye, guys. Join us then for a bit of a more in-depth look at the stats and everything around the game, and more on Thomas Frank possibly getting the sack. We don't know, but there's a rumor mill going round and round and round that he's going to look into the job centre. Tequila, how embarrassing was it yesterday hearing the Forest fans for 10 minutes or 15 minutes singing Olay every time a Forest player touched the ball? And I mean, Ben was there from We Are Top TV. That's embarrassing, isn't it?
I think at least Ben got a free scarf out of it. Wasn't that the narrative? More than we got. More than we got. We didn't even get a scarf.
Yeah. No.
He's got a headache. Yeah, I mean, you know, big up to the Forest fans. You know, they've not exactly had an amazing season. They had to put up with the... He is still a clown, Carla, right? He had to put up with the clown, but under Dicey, they've getting their act together slowly but surely. I don't know, Dermo. It's I've been trying to think of positives.
So have I. There isn't any. Really. I mean, if there was a glimpse of positives of yesterday's game, you know full well I've been harping on it. I've been jumping on it like a rash. But there was no positive yesterday. It feels like a disconnect between the manager, the players, and the fans. It feels like it's complete. And I don't know about you, Tequila, but for me, I don't think them players were playing for the manager yesterday. I think they threw him under the bus and ran over him about 25,000 times because he had no clue. We're 2-0 down and he brings on two defenders. Seriously, a 2-0 down. What a clown.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, it's like, you know, both things can be right at once. So it's like, did Thomas Frank do well? No. but the players also didn't well. So it's like there's no winners here. They're all. I'm sorry, they've all got to hold their head. They won't. They'll pass the buck because that's what modern players mostly do nowadays. They'll pass the buck and they'll blame each other. They'll blame the manager. Did the manager make mistakes? You're damn right. Those subs were shocking, but it's not Frank's fault that Vicario passed that ball to Archie Gray.
No.
You can say, "Oh, hold on, Tequila. It's Frank's instructions that we're playing it short." Maybe so. But you're telling me that Vicario can't make decisions for himself ever? You're telling me that Vicario couldn't have seen, oh, hold on. I know that the manager wants us to generally pass it out from the back, but in this particular occasion, I should just hit it long. He can't make his own decisions.
Man on, shouldn't he? He should have seen Archie Gray had a player coming on the back of Archie
Well, that's
Gray.
what I mean.
He should have seen that.
So stuff like that, right? You can't blame the manager for. And I'd be saying that if it was Ange as well, for the record, right?
I know you would.
Stuff like that, you can't blame the manager. For those individual decision making, you can't blame the manager. All right? You can blame the manager for the crap substitutions. You can blame the manager for how we set up at the start, by all means, 100%. But you can't blame the manager for Vicario's stupid decision making. You can't blame the manager really for Vicario not getting to the cross, which is what it was, and it looping over him, right? Again, that's not Frank's fault. Frank not making changes at halftime, Frank's fault. Frank bringing on Davis for Spence, Frank's fault. Frank leaving it too late to bring our, I call them strikers, Brendan Johnson and Tell as our strike, to try and get back into the game. Too late. All valid criticisms. But
yeah, there should be. They were all too late to get it. The whole way, yeah. And the one thing that gets me, they have this committee meeting on the touchline, right? 5 of them get round. Who we're going to bring on? What? They've got all the stats in front of them. I'm sorry. For fuck's sake, you're a manager. Have a pair of balls and make a decision. And when it doesn't go right, at least have the decency when you're doing an interview. I was wrong. And also, he's starting to throw players under the bus. He threw Archie Gray under the bus. That wasn't Archie Gray's fault.
No, not
any way, shape, or form. I am sorry. The only thing I would criticize Archie Gray for is being eager to help, eager to get the game going again. And by the way, it was Archie Gray's shot. That was our only shot on target. So
I think of Archie Gray, it's like for the first goal, he obviously didn't realise the player was closing in on him so fast.
Yeah.
You can say if you want to be hypercritical, and I'm not saying I feel this way, but I can see a small argument for it. You could have said that he should have passed it first time to someone else.
Yeah.
He took the touch and he was robbed of it. He obviously thought he had a lot more time than he did. So you can say Archie maybe should have had a bit more of awareness. But in saying that, he hasn't got eyes in the back of his heads. No player has eyes in the back of their heads. You can say that players have got a sense of danger, and I'll give you that one a little bit. But still, he hasn't got eyes to the back of his head. Vicario got him into trouble. In a perfect world, he could have passed it first time, and he might have just about gotten away with it. But he shouldn't have been put in that situation in the first place. So
it was, and I mean also, and the first thing when the goal goes in, who's he turn around to? Blames fucking Archie Gray.
of course he does.
Every time you look at the Fulham game, the goal goes in. Who did they blame? Fucking blamed everyone else.
And you know what? I've just rewatched the goals, so it was all fresher in my head. And Archie Gray looks devastated. So the last thing, if I'm a young kid, right, the last thing I want is to have the goalkeeper shouting at me because I already feel terrible. Yeah. I don't need Vicario shouting at me, telling me how bad I am.
No,
not really.
I'm surprised Archie Gray didn't go over and deck him. To be fair,
well, I wouldn't have blamed him.
Yeah, and what's this bullshit at half time? By the way, all the teams getting into a huddle at half time. Either that bored of listening to Thomas Frank that they decided to hold their own halftime meeting on the pitch. Because whatever was said in halftime, we come out worse than what we were in the first half. Like
when you go to a car boot sale and you see like these bootleg CDs and these bootleg DVDs, right, which are basically being printed off something else, so they're not legit. That is what Tottenham's idea of a siege mentality is. So siege mentality, that's something like Jose Mourinho used to do when he used to convince all his players that the whole world was against them. This is the bootleg version.
Yeah.
Where the Tottenham players have taken it upon themselves. Fans are against them. Oh, everyone hates them. It's cringe, Dermo.
It is.
It's cringe.
You know,
Bootleg Spurs. There you go.
yeah, I've been watching Tottenham for over 40 years. You've been watching them over 30 years, right? And I said to Coover today, any team of the 80s, like when I watched Spurs, started watching Tottenham with Graham Roberts, Paul Minner, Gary Mabbutt, Ozzy Ardiles, Stevie Perryman, players like that, or if you go into the 90s with, I don't know, Steve Sedgley or Paul Allen or Paul Stewart, and then you go up to Robbie Keane and Defoe, or do you know the players we had up to before Poch? And some of them teams under Ozzy or Jerry Francis, we were shit. But the players had pride in the shirt they were wearing, Tequila. The players cared. And
Yeah,
you
none
know
of them,
what?
none of them
Them
care.
players gave 100% every game. Even though we were in the bottom half and we were totally shit, you could guarantee that them players would give it their all. These
At
players,
least, at least
I,
Stefan Froome cared.
yeah, even what's his name? The little Portuguese strike winger we bought, Jose Dominguez. At least he cared. But you got players coming out like who come on Talk Sport this morning? What was his name? Ramon Vega saying we need to sack. Need to sack. He says the club's in disarray.
Well,
The club's dead. Our club is dead. It is not what it was. And without what you've been saying for months, Tequila, or even last year and a half, last 18 months since you've joined me full time on this channel, you've been saying quite repeatedly it needs burning down and starting again. It needs burning down and rebuilding again.
Purged.
You look at the club we both started to follow what it was like when we started following them. Right? To now. It's a totally different football club, isn't it? It's a football club where I don't think nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Players, management, owners, nobody gives a shit. The only one that cares is the fans. And we just want a football club that we can be proud of. I'm not proud of this football club at the moment. I'm very disillusioned with Tottenham Hotspur at the moment. Extremely disillusioned. If it wasn't for this channel, Tequila, I wouldn't be watching Tottenham. I wouldn't have watched the game on Sunday.
I think what Carl puts in the chat, I think, is exactly what I'm feeling, and I think what you just said.
Yeah.
I think like we've all kind of had it. Even you, Dermo, who's probably got more passion than me, which I can admit to. It was probably easier to beat it out of me, but I think even you, they've started to wear you down now to the point of you care, but it's like you're seriously questioning why you care.
Yeah, I am. I'm seriously questioning why I spent yesterday 7 hours talking about Tottenham, talking about Spurs, talking about the players, getting built up the game, and then sit through an hour and a half of that bullshit, and then having to talk about the bullshit, and then doing the player ratings today. I think that these players do not deserve our time or our energy. But I do it because I do it for our subscribers, Tequila. I do it for our members. And I do it because I love talking football anyway. And so do you. So, you know, we're not doing it for Tottenham. We're doing it for you guys. We're doing it for our subscribers, our members. Because you lot show more passion in our football club. Me and Tequila show passion in different ways, but we're both passionate about a football club. And if any players could see and announce how we fans feel, I think none of them would give a shit. Look at Basuma coming out. Oh, I was burgled. That's why I took, what was it, high crack or balloon, whatever he was taking. I've never heard the biggest load of bullshit in all my life. You took the stuff because you're a knobhead.
I swear that whoever did our scouting, right, they must not have put any thought into the personalities of the players. It must have all
I
been,
swear they didn't.
It must have been 99% technical ability or athletic ability. And I'm afraid in top level professional sports, of course that stuff's important, but the actual characters of the humans is also real important. It just seems that we keep doing it. We keep not caring about the individuals and how stable, etc. they are. Even guys like Richarlison, who I've said that I feel for the dude on the mental level aspect.
Yeah, of course we both do.
But if he is that sensitive and it affects his game that so much that it looks like it is, then I'm afraid you have to consider, should we buy somebody who has that illness? And I will call it an illness. You have to think to yourself mentally, should we be paying 65 million for a player who has these concerns? We maybe we shouldn't. I know it sounds harsh.
No,
Right.
I think you're right. I think you're spot on. I think you're absolutely spot
But
on.
I'm just saying that the mental aspects of the people we are buying. Bissouma, talented player, we know this. We've seen that we've seen what on his day what he can do. But he came just over that before we bought him. He had that nightclub incident, right? So there was something already a bit. Who's he keeping? Who's he hanging around with?
Yeah,
Is he
I
making
remember
big-
you saying
making
that
big
at
life
the time.
choices?
Yeah,
Well,
I remember you saying that at the time. You said, "I'm not." It was another one of those signings, wasn't it? It was another one, like a bit like a Solanke. I'm not sure.
I wasn't judging him on his playability. I'd seen what
No,
he'd done at Brighton. He was
it
a
was
very
off the
good player.
field.
It's like, yeah, but I just thought to myself, well, we're getting a real good deal here. What part am I missing? There's
Yeah.
something I'm missing here. And I think we're starting to see that although a very talented technical player, just like Ndombele, the 65 million dude from France, can't deny the man's talent, but mentally, train wreck. Again,
It-
is it mental health? Maybe so. I feel for it. I do. But we shouldn't be. We're not. My point is, we don't seem to take that part into account when we buy these
No.
players.
And
So who's that on
football
then,
isn't
Dermo?
meant
Who's that on, Dermo? Who's that on?
it's on the club, it's on the scouts, it's on the director of football at the time. That was Paratici, I think, who bought Richarlison in, or was it Steve Hitchen? I think it was Paratici at the time. Look, whoever's doing this, I mean, you look at the documentary All or Nothing, and that Levy's talking to Dom, to Don Bele, like Dom, yeah, and saying, "Oh, it takes a year to settle it," and you can see by the man's attitude, he couldn't give a shit. His attitude just sitting there like, "All right, okay, yeah, that's fine. As long as they get me 80 grand a week, I don't mind." I mean, they don't have the most taxing job in the world to kill it. As I said yesterday, all they've got to do is kick a bit of wind around the pitch. It's not like they're like I did working in construction or jobs you did, or hard jobs people in the chat do, or watching. Like it's we've all got to earn a living, but these people are getting paid thousands and thousands and thousands for just kicking the ball around the pitch. I mean, and then they got the nerve to come out. Oh, I can't play today because I'm tired. Fuck off. It's your fucking job. Do you
Dermo,
know?
if you go and listen to some like Olympic gold medalists and stuff like that, I mean,
Yeah.
people on the absolute tippy top of physical sports,
Yeah.
and a lot of the feedback you get most often is that technical ability wise, there's they're all of a similar standard, but what makes the difference between a good player or a great player is that 1 or 2% difference.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is in the head.
Mm.
And that is the difference between a real winner, an Olympic winner, and then
And
the
so,
rest, who are all highly talented, technical in their professions. They're all incredibly talented people, but the difference is the 1 or 2% extra that comes from the head. We have.
it is.
They're all bloody idiots. I'm sorry, with very few exceptions. And I look at our squad, right? They have a lack of heart mostly. I think they've got a lack of IQ in general. Bissouma, I'm shouting you out with this one, my friend. And football IQ is not the best as well. They are weak mentally. When they say mentality monsters, that's the 1 or 2% we're talking about. And for some reason, we keep buying these players who have got weak mentalities. I don't know why.
I don't know why either, but it is a mystery. Look, let's welcome a few people in chat, and then we're going on with the player ratings. Big up to Thomas Mullen. He says, get Robbie Keane in now. I have no problem getting Robbie Keane in. I have no problem of getting him in. Look, I think he's doing great management work where he's won leagues, he's won cups. Yes, in not competitive leagues, but I think Robbie Keane has that mentality, Tequila, to show to. I mean, look, he was the one that punched Hector Davids and knocked him out when he thought he's been a bit of a diva. He says, "You're no bigger than this club. This club's bigger than all of us. So don't come in here shafting around with your Rolex watch and your £1,000 sunglasses." He literally floored him. You know, that's what we need. We need a manager in there that's going to go up and clump some of these fuckers. Big up to Carl. He says, I'm giving them a combined score of 1, and that is because they found the pitch, not they did anything on it. That's so true. Big up to Knights Republic as well. So I hope they don't sack Frank in 4 months. We'll be here again. I think Frank's on the way out personally, myself. Matthew, big up. Where is the rank? The rank's coming, Bob. Big up to Sonny J 2105. I tell you why. Have you seen the Inside Spurs videos when they're training? It's like a youth club, no intensity at all. Not one player bursts into a sweat. Disgrace. You've seen other teams train. Tequila is very spot on with this, isn't he? I have to say he is. That's a very, very good comment.
Well, again, that comes to, in my mind, that comes again from that 1 or 2% I'm talking about, where the mentality is not there. The mentality is not there on the pitch. The mentality is not there in training. They don't care.
I don't know if you watched the James Maddison latest one he put up about him coming back from his injury with rehab and giving an insight what it's like to come back from a knee injury. And he was there. And my mate, again, I love him. He doesn't disappoint, Brendan Johnson. He never disappoints. He doesn't. I mean, that is a gift that keeps coming. I mean, I don't know what I saw in him. Thought he was going to be a really good player, Tequila. I was hoodwinked. I was hoodwinked. I was. And I got a lot of heat for liking that guy. Look, he's probably a decent fella, Tequila, out the pitch. Probably a great guy. Good to his parents. Do that. Good lad. But we on the pitch, you got to be an animal. You got to be, I don't know, Eye of the Tiger sort of thing. Go back to Rocky. Maybe they should all watch Rocky 1 to 4. Maybe that would be good for the players. Get them the Eye of the Tiger back again.
They wouldn't learn anything.
No, that's so true.
They'd all aspire to be Adrian, not Rocky.
Yeah. Can you imagine Adrian? That would be Porro. Lord Porro. Sorry, I should rename what he likes to be called, Lord Porro. And I was watching it, and Archie Gray was there on the bike, Tequila, and he was giving it fucking loads, like really putting everything into it. Like they had this bike thing where they have it on the screen where they're it's like they're out riding, but they're not, if you know what I mean. It's all been computerized. And there was Archie Gray giving it his all. You had James Madison, the other bike, doing his rehab, really putting everything into it. And there was who was sitting behind them, pulling faces. Fucking Brendan Johnson again. I mean, that fucker follows James Madison's camera around, and they all got this funny handshake and fucking knob. Absolute knob. He's really doing my nutting at the moment. But I can't disagree with this from Sonny. I think so far this is coming on the stream, Tequila. I think it's spot on what he's saying. So big up to you, Sonny. He's in. He's only gone and come in. It's Wayne Bonner. Big up to you, Wayne. He says, good afternoon, fellow sufferers. Crap yesterday, but the best team won. Getting seriously pissed off for Frank substitutions, yeah. I've got rates for the subs. I'm going to love to hear Tequila's rates for them as well. The positive with Bazuma still high. If you don't laugh, you cry. Who else has popped in as well? Try to welcome everyone. Who else has come in? I like this one from Sonny. See Bazuma blaming the latest episode on getting burgled in the papers yesterday. I bet he had an insurance for and he says, I've been burgled twice, never got feckle. Big up to you. I'm sorry that happened to you, bud. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, normally what happens in the UK, damage becomes so bad. Normally, if you get burgled, you don't even bother reporting it because the police aren't going to do anything.
Yeah,
that's exactly. the UK in 2025.
Yeah, he's in. Big up, Rain. He's in. Hello, Rain. How you doing? Big up to you. Yeah. See you later tonight. Rain is on. I think with me and Tequila, talking all things Tottenham. Apparently, I think we should change this channel to Premier League till we die, Tequila. What do you reckon?
Tottenham Hotspur till we get bored. It should
Yeah.
be. It's so boring.
Yeah,
don't
that's
it?
it. Do you know what I'm waiting for? The Premier League to come out and fine Manchester City. That's going to be so interesting. What comes out of that? I really want to have a talk about that one show because I think it's worth talking about. By the way, to be fair.
Matthew does bring up a good point. I might have to retract my statement. Otherwise, the police will come after me in the UK and they will send me to jail for tweets, apparently. Did you know, Dermo, that somebody was arrested for a private conversation for saying bad words in a private conversation?
You're joking me.
No, Piers Morgan had
Are
a
you
show on it the
kidding
other
me?
day. No, Piers Morgan had a show on it the other day. Some lady, I forget her name. She was like,
Yeah.
police came after them because she dared in a private conversation. She said a naughty word. I'm not going to say that the word's good, but still, it was a private conversation.
That's unreal, man. That is unreal. That is. Look, I love you to come on our political channel, Tequila, because I think you would come on the political show because I think you would have a lot to say about the politics of the world at the moment. You probably could be a bit more relaxed than what you need to say on that subject. Then, do you know what I mean on here? So, look, love to get you on, bud, because I think you ready. That'd be a great show. It says, "What's getting me mad is the poor XG. This means something. Means we're not creating any attacking play."
Demo, go and show your political comment. Matthew's asking about it. Go put it in the chat or tell him what it is.
What's it? Have you? Yeah, I have. I will find it, Matthew, and I'll put the link in later. I'll put the link in that at the end, bud. Yeah, me and Philip Brady do a political channel. We're doing it with a Irish independent journalist coming on, and we did one the other day talking about Philip Brady's best mate, Donald Trump, which was quite comical. Tequila watched it. I don't know what you thought of it, Tequila. Did you enjoy it actually? Because I forgot the actually. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was different. It isn't what I normally watch. I don't do that much politics on YouTube, but no, I tuned in. You guys had a lot of good stuff to say, especially about Trump. That stuff made me laugh.
Yeah, I thought that might give you a giggle, actually.
Yeah.
We did answer your question about the end of the world.
I love it just saying is at the end of times, I wanted to see if we were all going to go into bunkers. Levy's going to invite, we agreed that Levy would not let me into his bunker, which I was upset about. So.
Well, I've got a bunker here. You're coming to my bunker, so you're okay. All right.
I'll hold you to that.
We're going to get on to that, and we'll be fine. I'll bring the channel down to the bunker. We'll still do THFC till we die.
We'll be broadcasting just to the cockroaches by that point, but at least we'll still get views.
Yeah, that's true.
That's nice and bleak for everybody. There you go. Welcome.
Yeah. Even Tottenham might win something if cockroaches play for them, to be fair. We are going to get on to that tonight, Sonny, so do watch for that. We're going to talk about that tonight, but it's a very good point, bud. Big up to Brian as well. Hi, Dermot, Tequila, and everyone. Okay, big up to you, Brian. Hope you're doing well. Brian, thank you for your support recently, bud. You've been really good. He really has been, Brian Tequila, hasn't he? He's been absolutely great.
Hey,
big
mate,
up to you, Brian. Big up to Carlsen Dermo, Mr. Lover. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, you can't beat a bit of what was the name of that Jamaican singer back in the 90s, Tequila, or back in the early 2000s? He sang It Wasn't Me. It wasn't me.
I thought you were talking about Shabba. Isn't that a Shabba?
No, not Shabba. I'm not talking about Bob Marley either, because I think Bob Marley's brilliant, by the way. What was his fucking name? Oh, Shaggy. That was
I was thinking of the right one. I just couldn't remember his name. Yeah, Shaggy.
Mr. Lover. Ooh,
yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Big up to Colin. Big up to your Colin as well. Is a balloon boy been caught again? Yeah, he did. He even went to the paper over at Colin. Big up to 365 Platties. After more than 10 weeks under Frank, have we improved defensively? No. Have we developed a team under him? No. Do we have a clear style of playing? No. So for God's sake, what makes us need to beg him? Yeah. He needs to go. He does need. I'm sorry, Tequila. He has to go, and I've been saying it for a while now. I've been saying it for a long while now.
Okay. Let's say I agree with you, and I don't particularly but the reason I don't agree with you is because I see no options to bring in.
Yeah.
So I want to know there, mate, who's this magic man you want to bring in who you think is going to wave a magic wand and fix this? I honestly want to know who you think it is.
Look, if I'm going hypothetically, probably Xavi Hernandez, probably the Bournemouth manager. He wants to. I think he might want to leave Bournemouth in January, because if they're going to sell Simeone, and Glasner from Crystal Palace, but Glasner's very much like Thomas Frank. I tell you who does what.
I disagree on that a little bit.
Probably not as he's probably more tactically better than Thomas Frank.
Glasner's won the Europa League with Frankfurt, mate.
Yeah, okay then. Well, them three plus if I had a rarely won that
and the FA Cup with Palace.
Yeah, it did. I think if I could pick, I'd pick them three and a manager who I know is never going to come to the football club, but I would love him to come anyway. Is Jurgen Klopp. But I know that's never going to happen. That's a pie in the sky sort of name. But I think for me, for a pie in the sky, Jurgen Klopp. Sensibly, I think Xavi Hernandez, I think Alarola from Bournemouth and Glasner from Palace would be my three, bud. I don't know. And Eddie Howe as well. If Eddie Howe got sacked from Newcastle, well, why would he want to come to Tottenham anyway?
I don't know how happy the fans would be. Newcastle were behind us. Or at least they were.
Yeah.
No, they still are because they lost to Sunderland. They're behind us.
Mm.
So I mean, and Newcastle, I think, has got a much better squad than us.
Yeah.
So, really, would people take Eddie Howe considering how he's doing this year?
Well, Eddie Howe's a good manager, Tequila.
I know he won. I know he won the. I know he won the League Cup with Newcastle. I'm not saying he's a bad manager, but I mean, is he that much of a?
Well, I think he's a future England manager. If I'm being honest as well.
Maybe.
Yeah. Big up to Martin Knightsbridge. Big up to you, Martin. Hope you do well, bud. We'll have to get you on the show soon, Martin. I enjoyed your time with you and Dave. So get in touch, send me an email, and we'll get you on, bud. Really good, knowledgeable guy in football, and says it how it is. A bit like you, Tequila. He's a bit like the I say he'd be the Martin O'Neill when we have him to your Simon Jordan. So that should be good fun. Big up to Brian Frank. Now has to be brave enough to drop Vicario. We're going to get into that. Big up to Sonny. Yeah, agreed to, bud. I would say big up to Tom THFC. Get Roy Keane in and sort these players out. Robbie, for me, yeah, Robbie Keane. I want Robbie Keane in as manager. I really do. Who else has come in? Big up Steve D. Was he really burgled? Maybe he was off his tits and it was really a drugs raid. Big up the column. The top UK tops the list of arrests due to online comments.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
He's right.
Seriously.
Yep.
I will put the link in for that. Big up to you, Colin. Everyone's saying Shaggy. Thank you so much, Colin. You're a diamond, man. Thank you so much. I don't know if that was you, Tequila, or Colin, but big up to you.
It was Colin.
I'll big up. Colin, we've got to get you on as well, bud. I'd love to get you and Colin on. You and Tequila on my political channel. It should be funny. That'd be really funny. That'd be a good show, actually. Tommy sucks out, says Tim 4K2U. Big, I haven't seen you before, so please hit the like and subscribe, guy. But if you can, we also got get Xavi in unless he's waiting for the Real Madrid or Liverpool jobs. Big up to COYS 772. Good evening, Dermot and Drew. Would you like to introduce yourself to COYS 72?
If you want to call me Drew McIntyre, Drew McIntyre's great. You probably don't know who that is, don't you? Other than that, Drew, I don't know who Drew is. I'm Tequila. Nice to meet you.
AKA Simon Jordan. Who used to own the football club.
Yeah.
Get Robbie Keane in now. Get rid of about 12 players in January. Totally agree. And we've got Bing Guy. Spurs are the only club pushing success. Any great players we had, they all had to leave doing something for long term.
Punishing success there, mate, just because it changed.
Yeah, sorry.
Punishing success.
Sorry, I apologize. Damn dyslexia. She is a bitch. What the F is this BS, really? And yet fans are wanting success. Yeah, that's true. And Steve says, no to Robbie Keane. He's nowhere near the experience to deal with IMS. Romantic notion. Yeah, it probably is a romantic notion, Steve. I would say. Should we get on with the play ratings, Bud? Do you want to do yours or mine first? Who should we do?
Do yours first.
Okay. Right. I've got notes for these as well. I was very professional last night, doing notes and everything, Tequila. Right. I've given Vicario a 3 for me. Made a great save from the header from Sangria's header that hit the post. But for me, he was at fault for 2 of the 3 goals. The first one we've talked about, Tequila to death. The second one, he was so badly out of position. That goal should never happen. So for me, he gets a 3. I'm going for Pedro Lord Porro, as we're calling him now. He gets a 3 as well. Porro back to being bad again. His attempt to block the third goal was pathetic. Now, Tequila disagrees.
No,
Colin, I'd love to know why, Colin. Which one do you disagree with, Bud? The first one or the second goal? That's
I
it,
think
because
I'm
Colin's
gonna.
a goalkeeper as well.
I'm gonna assume he disagrees with your assessment of Vicario. But do you mean which goal? I don't know. Speak up, Com.
Yeah, I look, the first one, column, the first one's Tequila's Tequila's fault. Sorry, it's Vicario's fault altogether.
Well, you're gonna blame
Clearly
me.
was.
You're gonna blame me for that one
Yeah.
as well.
Oh, the
Yeah.
second goal. The second goal. Now, I think he was out of position, Colin. I look, explain it to me why you think it wasn't his fault. I would love to. Do you know, you're the goalkeeper, so you tell me. You tell me. You're the goalkeeper. I'm an outfit player, so what would I know? You're the one that played it up to a high level. So look, but if you say you disagree, fair enough. I'll tip my hat off to that. I really would. But yeah, let us know in the chat why, Bud. That'd be interesting. Big up to Christian Romero. Romero for me gets showed some aggression, but no leadership for me, Tequila. Absolutely none. Absolutely backs up my argument I had with Dave the other day, where he's not a leader. He's not. He only leads when he wants to. He was bloody bad yesterday. Mickey van der Ven gets a 4 for me as well. Hansen was off like the back line was all over the place. I didn't think he was good yesterday.
Did you hear, Dermo? Apparently, we set a record for the most missed part, no pressure passes. So, like, we kept on giving the ball away when we were under pressure. 27, I think it was, or something like that.
Yeah, 27.
I mean,
it's unreal. Only Tottenham. Only Tottenham.
Yeah.
Only Tottenham. Jedi Spence picked up a knock, which left him struggling, was not happy in being subbed. I'm going to talk about that probably tonight as well. I think, is that a warning sign, Tequila? That I don't know, but we'll talk on that. I have got your comment there, Tequila column, so let me do this and I get to it straight away, Bud. Bentacle for me got a 3. Inconsistent passing was overhit, bad game. Simple as that. For Archie Gray, for me, not a fault for the first goal. Did have Spurs only shot, and he did play well after that as well. For me, then we got Mohamed Kudus, kept running with no end product for me yesterday. Tequila, I thought he just kept running into everyone yesterday.
Yep.
Absolutely dreadful yesterday. Kudus, Xavi Simmons could not get into the game, but worked hard. Best out of a bad lot, only to beat his man. But like Kudus, no end product. He was still coming back and doing his defensive work at the end, Tequila. Even the 80th minute, he was running back, trying to. I mean, I give him credit for that. I will give him credit for that. And then I've got Colo Morani. Where's Colo? Where did I put Colo? Okay, I didn't write anything for him, which is oh yeah, I did. Best out of a bad lot. Only one to beat his man, but like Kudus, no end product. And then we're going for Richarlison, gets a 1 for me, by the way. What can you say? We're not being said before. He was rubbish. One header after 15 minutes. And that's all she said. So then for the subs very quickly, Lucas Bergville looked tired, so that many of his play looks sloppy for me. But, you know, he has played, this is his 3rd game in sort of 7 days. So I guess he would be. I hate the word being tired, but I can understand why he's played a lot of football recently. Johan Polinia put in a few effective challenges, but could not change the game. Why did it start together? I do not know, but was on within the hour mark. Ben Davies came on, did well when he came on. He actually didn't let anything go down his side, to be fair to Killers, who gets a 4 for me. Mateus Tell gets a 4, came on, no joy, but tried. And then Brennan Johnson gets a 1 for me. came on, went missing, still looking for him. If you do find them Nottingham Forest, could you please return them to Tottenham Hotspur Football Club training ground? We would be very appreciative.
I wouldn't be. You can
Um,
keep him. Don't send him back.
Send them to Palace. Right. Okay. Tequila. These are your ratings. So go through them, bud.
Coriolis 2. Com says he wasn't at fault for the second goal as much. That's fair play. Com's more of a keeper than I am, but
Yeah.
his
That's
decision
what you
making.
said.
Yeah, his
Second goal.
decision making is poor, and you know what? When he saves our skins, I've defended him against Monaco in particular. He saved us. You know, we would have lost
Yeah.
heavily, but the last couple of games, Dermo, I don't know. Ever since he's had that spurt with the fans, something's changed. I think
Yeah.
people have been saying, I think it may have been Carl. If I'm wrong, Carl, I apologize. It wasn't you. That he wants out, and it certainly looks like he wants out. And at this point in time, he can go.
Yeah, he can. He can. We'll get him. Look, I'm waiting for a massive update from our sources. So once we get that, guys, we will do a show in it. For Pedro Porro, what you giving them a 4 and 1?
Yeah, I was going to give him a 2, but I noticed that outside my house there was a couple of black cars, with license plate which had like King Porro at the end. So I figured that because I'm not a true Spurs fan, I was scared if I gave him too bad a rating that he'd come and put a hit out on me. He'd already had his goons outside my flat, so I've had to give him a 4 out of fear for my life because I'm not allowed to criticize King Porro. Romero, I'm with you, mate. I think people vastly overrate this dude, vastly, and every time he has one of these games, I keep coming back to this. People seem to think that we did the show the other night, Demo, and I think I said I think he's at best a like top 5 team player, maybe just about the 4th team. But I think I can't remember if it was you or Ryan. One of you said no. He would get into title challenges. It's just like, where is the evidence that this dude gets anywhere near a title challenge in defense? Where?
There was no leadership yesterday. I put in my notes. Romero showed some aggression, but no leadership. And when you're down and playing badly, you need your captain to stand up, don't you? To be fair,
he can have good games. We know that he can, but he just as often as he had these good games, he has these kind of games.
Yeah,
way too often. Mickey van der Ven, on the other hand, I'm surprised because normally he does put in a better shift. He's a much more consistent player, I think. So to actually give him under a 5, it's quite rare. But it is what it is, Dermo. There's the backline; they're all bad. And just because I might like Mickey van der Ven personally, got to call him out when he doesn't have a good one, and he didn't have a good one.
I'm sure he would accept it as well, Tequila. That's the sort of fact he will accept that. Jedi Spence,
thought he was okay. I did agree with you when you said about he had every right to be. I think it was your Kuva said he had every right to be upset getting taken off for Ben Davis. I agree. I think there were bigger problems at the time than replacing Spence. Don't agree with his reaction. We said that before. Stuff should be kept in the locker room. You got a problem with that, you go to the manager and you say, "Look, boss, why you subbing me off when I was probably the best player of the defense at the time?" Yeah. By all means, but don't do it in public. That didn't affect my rating, though. I think he was the best of our 4 defenders, to be honest with you. So
I agree with you, bud.
Tell me what he did, Dermo. Just tell me what he did. I honestly want to know for the 60 minutes he was on.
Yeah,
what he did.
Inconsistent passing, was overhit, bad game.
And watching him go up against Anderson and Gibbs White, just like, I mean, mate, I would kill to have those 2 of our centre midfielders.
I would
absolutely kill. And I'd pay good money. I'd pay good money. Yeah, I think you'd be talking about 150 million for the pair. You know what, Enoch? If you've really got 150 million, you want to spunk, go get those 2.
Yeah, make Tequila happy.
Yeah.
Archie Gray, you give him a less score than me. Actually, I gave him a 4. You gave him a 3.
I blame him, but I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I do think a more experienced player maybe would have a little bit of a better sense of his positioning overall. That will only come with experience.
Yeah.
I do think he could have first time passed it. Not his fault he was put in that position. You can make an argument that he shouldn't have called for the ball. Again, I think that's experience. So he can be blamed for that if blame's the right word to use. Like, okay, that is a fault that he made. He probably shouldn't have called for the ball. But the more experienced person who could see what was going on, Vicario, shouldn't have given him the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the first
Yeah.
goal.
No, yeah.
I think he's not ready for Premiership football, as we said in our stream the other day. So I do have to criticise him because I don't think he did well. But there's a big part of me that says I didn't like seeing the lad be upset because I'm not an evil guy. I felt for the kid because he obviously took responsibility, rightly or wrongly. He obviously was blaming himself. And he'll probably be thinking about that for a while, which isn't really fair on him, but he will be thinking that, and he probably still privately blames himself. Even if the players got up to him and say, yeah, kid, it wasn't your fault. Probably privately, he probably will take responsibility for that goal. But the fact that maybe he will take responsibility gives me hope for him as a player in the future, because not enough of our players do take responsibility. And I think Archie Gray has shown me when he screws up, he will take accountability. Yeah. I just hope that he can get better at the football stuff and be given a proper chance. I'd rather see him go on loan, I'm honest, but we pay too much for him, Dermo. We pay too much for him to send him on loan.
I mean, Wayne puts here, Gray was the only player who moved for the ball and offered Vic an option. The experienced players stood there. And I mean, he did have Romero on his right and Van der Ven on his left, like. So he could have. There was 3 options for him.
I think he certainly could have played it.
I do agree with that by Wayne, by the way. Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree, bud. I mean, Vicario's decision making is dreadful. It really is. Mohamed Kudus.
I agree with you, mate. I still think he suffers majorly from decision making. I think he tries to beat his man too often as well. I think he's a little bit of a highlight player, and I think maybe that is something that I would, on the long term, I'm going to keep my eye open with that. If you don't need to beat a player 4 times, mate, you don't have to beat a player 4 times.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, yes, we know that he's got the ability to do it, and yes, it does look good. Of course it does, and we all enjoy it. Don't get me wrong.
Get the ball in there.
Exactly. Sometimes you don't need to beat the player 4 times.
No.
We know you can do it. So, is he a bit of a show off? I think he's got that in him, and that could be an issue.
I think he has. I've got no problem with that, a bit, the showman bit. But when you get the ball, when you get off your man, get the ball in the box as quickly as you can. Xavi Simmons, you give him a 4, same as me, Tequila.
He tried, Dermo.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think he did try. It didn't come off for him. I hope that this is not a regression back to his early season form, because it looked like he was making a bit of progress. We won't know that until a couple more games down the road. Hopefully this is a blip in the wrong direction, and he'll go back like he was the last couple of weeks.
Yesterday, Tequila, he did try, and his work rate was really good, actually. I have to give him that. His work rate was exceptional yesterday. He was the only one running back and getting the ball off the defenders, or trying to get back and defend, where the other players couldn't be bothered. So I give him credit where credit's due. I do agree with you, though, what you said. I feel it's going to, how are we going to play? How is he going to play against Liverpool? We've got that game next. How is he going to come out of that?
It's a tough ask. I know they haven't been great this season, but they're still a much better team than us. So
they are. Randall Colo Morani. You give him 4.
I don't think he did that much, Dermo. I don't think he's a winger.
He's not. I'm sorry, he's not.
So again, I have to question, and this is where it is frank. I don't know why we didn't start him up front and then put someone like Erdebert. And I know that Erdebert isn't amazing. I get it. Me and Rain had this discussion last week. We badly needed the left winger. We didn't get it. We have to go over what we've got. But I don't think Moani should be on the left. So I'm not that surprised that he wasn't very effective. I don't think he's a winger.
No, I agree. I totally agree. Look, guys, just very quickly, there is 31 of you watching, and we've only got 10 likes. Come on, get them likes up. I want to at least see 20 likes before the end of this show. For just 20 likes. Come on, another 10 likes. Come on, hit that like button if you hate the Arsenal. That's what we will say. Do that for us. Richarlison. Now, I'm very shocked at this. I thought you would give him a 1, but you didn't. You gave him 3. Why?
To get a 1 for me means that the player has to be significantly worse in my mind than he normally is, and it has to be against opposition who I think are pretty bad. I think Forest are a good team. I think Forest are a little bit of a false position because under Ange, they were absolutely terrible. If Daishi would have started the season, I don't think it'd be 17th. So, I think that Forest are a better team than maybe some of us are giving credit for. When I did my 1s for every player, that's because we were against Tamworth. So this is what I mean. I kind of like rate it based upon how hard the opposition is. So I'm giving them a 3. It could easily have been a 2, Dermo. You're right. I could have dropped that to a 2 without a question thought. I wouldn't have given them a 1. 1 for me is reserved for the absolute worst of the worst against teams we should be destroying. For example, like Tamworth. I think Forest are a decent team. So that's the motivation behind it. By the way, his first touches, Dermo. He's not Brazilian. No, he's not. You're gonna. I need DNA. You need to go on the Jeremy Kyle show, lie detector test, DNA tests, make it happen. Jeremy Kyle's not around anymore. Do you even know who Jeremy Kyle is, Dermo?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. Just to go through the subs, I gave my votes for them. So, what's you on Lucas Bergville?
I gave him a 4. I don't think he did much. So I think he's slightly below average. Again, I'm not that harsh on the subs. He didn't have that long. He had 30 minutes.
No.
Game was more or less already lost by then. So it's like, Paulinho, should have started him. Not sure I buy the whole they're tired. We played on Tuesday, Dermo. At home. This was Sunday. Don't buy the whole tired stuff, right? So
Forest played away on Thursday, by the way.
Well, there you go. Then even more proof that let's not use the tiredness stuff, right? These are professional athletes as well, right? I'm not saying that there isn't slight bits of fatigue, but let's not get too carried away. Like they just played 2 days before. They played several days before, as Demo says, at home. He easily could have started. That's on Frank though. That's not the player's fault. Frank should have started him, of course. He didn't do that much when he came on. He was all right, average. Game was already lost by the time he came on.
Yeah, it did. Ben Davis, your favourite player?
Shouldn't be anywhere near the squad. Came on, was slightly worse than Spence, but as Dermo said, I can't think of him being. He wasn't a fault for any of the goals. He was only on the pitch for one of them. Didn't do anything of any value really, but wasn't absolute dog shite. So 4. Just 4. Davis shouldn't be here.
Yeah, it's hard. Big up to Eddie Ryan, by the way. He says, I can understand Spence being pissed off. Porro was having a nightmare. Helped him, brought Ben Davis on for him. Eddie, I agree with you 100%, Bond. I haven't seen, so do hit that like and subscribe, hit that notification bell as well. Plenty of more shows coming up, Bud. Matthias Tell.
The last 2, Demo, I've generally kind of not given a rating for, really. I'll give him a 4, which is just average, but I won't judge him or even Johnson, who I don't like either. They didn't have enough time. Match was already over when they came on. They barely had much time, but it's a depressing turn of events when these 2 are coming on to save us. That's all I'll say.
And also, he went. I still reckon if you have found him, please send him back because he is lost. He's a lost little boy. Tequila, big up to you. Big up to Jeremy Burnell. They were all shy. End of. What's the rater? 1 for all, I think, for you. Give Tell a chance. Can't do any worse. That's so true. What else have we got here? A few people have come in. We've got Teddy here. Said, don't play Xavi Simons in the middle against Liverpool. He will be bullied to tears. Do you know what? I sort of agree with that. But I will get into that when it comes to the predicted lineup. I have an idea in my head what I want to do with that. Big up to Lucky Swing, Kuna, Bruno Fernandes, Mason Mount, Diego Dalot, Ahmed Dillo. Should be our attack tonight. Well, Colin, you let us know, bud. You're the Man United fan. Let us know. Start playing him in the left wing, Frank, you numpty.
Yep.
He tries to beat his man because he has no trust in Richie to pass to him, but also a proper manager will manage that out of him. That's so true. Tequila, very quickly, just wanted to go through this if this is all right with you, bud. Oh yeah, here we go. Thomas Frank is 2-1 to get the sack with Paddy Power. Now, once you hear an odds of 2-1 or even in some bookies as well, Tequila, it's only going to end one way, isn't it?
House normally
So
wins, don't they?
House does normally win. So hypothetically, this was sent by a source, but this is more hypothetical than proper news, isn't it? Well, it's not is it hypothetical? It's more rumors, isn't it? As we would state, rumors. What we're going to talk about now, isn't it? So people don't take it as gospel.
Well,
it is only rumors.
Carl in the chat thinks Frank's gone tonight. I mean, I actually don't think so. I actually think he's a couple more losses away. I don't think it's quite at that melting point yet. I know you might say, well, what? I don't know. It's a feeling. This doesn't for me. I don't think we're quite there yet. I'm not saying we're that far away, but I don't think this is quite as the feeling's not quite as hostile as it was towards Nuno. The feeling isn't quite as hostile as it was towards Ange. I know that there was a lot of people who supported Ange, but there's a lot who didn't. I still think, I don't know, I think maybe it's a little bit like you said earlier, Dermo, like we're all feeling just so kind of weary. That's the word. We're all feeling so weary right now. And maybe it's like, okay, fine, let's get rid of him and then bring in. Okay, go ask Glasner if he wants to come in. All right, fine, bring him in. Then he'll get 15 games to try and do something with this train wreck of a team. And then we'll finish mid-table. And then what do you want to do after that? Bring someone else in. And there's no quick fix, guys. Even
no,
Frank
there is
knows
no.
that.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is from our source, but this is more rumors than actual fact, isn't it? So probably hypothetical names. The names that are being mentioned are more probably hypothetical, but more rumors than anything. So apparently Tottenham want to approach Xavi what's his name together? Sorry.
Hernandez.
Right, just to put it out there, guys, right, I do have a speech impediment, so I do find it hard to pronounce certain names and certain surnames, especially European names. It was questioned to me yesterday when Tottenham TV why I couldn't, and I had, bless Ellie. Ellie stuck up for me in the chat, bless her. She didn't have to do it, but if you're wondering, guys, why I can't do it, that is why. I do have a slight speech impediment, so it makes me difficult to pronounce these names, and I know it comes out differently to what their proper name is. So I do apologize about that. To take over, if they decide to relieve Frank of his position, Tequila, and also these are rumors as well that Ilarola and Glasner are two the other names being looked at if they were the part company with Frank. Now, this is just rumors and hypothetical until we know more. So don't be going down to the bookies.
Can I respond to what Carl said in the chat, Dermo? It is about Xavi.
Where's that one? Oh, this one?
One sec, where is it? Yeah, okay. So I think what Carl's saying, and I agree with him, is like if Xavi thinks he's going to go into Spurs and he's going to try and play short, intricate passing game, Dermo, look at our players.
Yeah.
Other than maybe Xavi Simmons, who can do that?
No. Simmons is the only one who can do it.
Maybe Madison, maybe
Kulu when he comes back.
Right. So what about the rest of the team?
I think Odebear might like him coming in. I think Odebear might get a tune out of Odebear. Kudos would like it as well.
Tiki taka, short passing game. You think you think our Spurs team is going to be able to replicate that? Do you?
No, I think he would have to buy. He would have to buy certain players. I think half the squad do have to go Tequila, but that means massive investment for Munich. I know we're going to get that massive. That's the big question, isn't it?
This is what I mean. So I thought that's what Carl meant. That is what Carl meant.
Yeah.
So basically, if you bring Xavi in right now, as in halfway through the season right now, you ain't going to change anything because this team can't play a short passing game.
No, it can't.
Now, if you're going to bring him in, you bring him in summer, and then you have a complete squad overhaul. A significant. You're talking 10 players in, 10 players out, kind of craziness.
So would you be against then an interim manager then?
Only if it's required. What I mean by that is that only. What's the point of getting interim manager if we're going to finish mid-table anyway?
Yeah.
Only if I see evidence, and we're not there yet.
No.
In a couple of games we could be, but as of right now, we're not there yet. Where I think Frank's going to get us relegated.
No, that's it.
I still think we're on board for about a 12th place finish.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's good, but I'm saying what's the point of bringing somebody in unless you feel the person we bring in is going to get us into the Conference League, which is 7th.
Yeah.
We ain't getting.
Yeah.
I don't know. We ain't getting 7th.
We'll be lucky if we get Europe this season, Tequila, unless we win the FA Cup.
Okay, not impossible, but we're playing the second or third best team. We're at home, sure, but we're playing the second or third best team. It's a long shot, mate. Not impossible, but certainly a long shot.
Well, you have to wait for the draw, don't you? And who you get. I mean, we've got Aston Villa in the third round. I don't think we're hoping hell of beating them.
That's what I mean. So automatically, it's a long shot because we've been drawn against one of the best teams in England right now.
Personally, Tequila, I hate saying it, but I think this season's done already. And I think we just got to go through the motions.
Yeah.
I hate saying it. You know me. I'm more optimistic. I love the season. I get excited when the season starts, but you have to be realistic about this. The way we're playing and the way that we're performing and the way the manager's performing, the way the players are performing, then I think if the FA Cup's our only hope, then we better damn well put an effort in and win that damn competition, because if we don't, I think there's no point Frank staying around. If we're not going to qualify for Europe, then bring the new manager in now. Because we're going to be dragged in. I'm not saying we're going to get relegated. We're not, but we're going to be dragged into that sort of bottom part of the table, and we're not going to get out of it.
The only reason I'd consider bringing Xavi in before the end of the season would be so he can analyze the squad through competitive games, and then have that information so that he can go into the transfer window right from the day one with okay, he has got to go. I'll keep such and such and such. That's the only benefit I can see of bringing in Xavi before the end of the window would be to give him a little bit of a time to bed in. That's all.
Yeah, I agree with that, Pod. I totally agree. But look, how bad are we to get it as a club that we're talking about a manager switch already? We're a joke of a football club. We really are. And there's one people that should be blamed, and it's Enoch and Levy, and nobody's blaming them. The players take responsibility. Yes, you're right about the players. Manager, correct. The owners and Levy, we live in Levy's legacy. And why is nobody out protesting against Enoch now? Apparently, I read somewhere that they're going to significantly put investment in the window in January. I'll see it when I believe it. But Brian Smith does make a good point here. Tequila, Villa have like it or not, Villa in a Premier League title race as a priority. I think we can beat them in the FA Cup. I think I got this gut wrenching feeling the FA Cup's ours this year. I just feel we're due an FA Cup. We're due an FA Cup.
I mean, who am I to squash people's dreams, Dermo? But I mean, I see zero evidence of it. But it's not impossible. I guess that's the most thing I can say is it's not what you're asking for is not impossibility.
No. Tequila Carl says, ironically, we're only 6 points off fourth. Yeah, we are. We're only 7 points off 17th, and we're only 6 points off fourth. I mean, look, I just find the Premier League so funny this year. It's a weird season. Big up, we do. Big up to Wayne and big up to Carl. That is it, Tequila. That is your player rating show, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. We are back on tonight at 8 with a show about yesterday's game, and I have called it, Tequila. I did a lot with the thumbnail yesterday. I was sitting there last night. Now, what do I call the show? And I couldn't think how to put it, how I felt, Tequila, how I felt about yesterday's match. And what I've called it is embarrassing, no fight, no passion, clueless. That's the title of the show. And I've also got an intro written for that show as well. I've written a little intro for tonight as well.
You should hammer them, Dermo. Give them both barrels. They deserve it. The player deserves it. The manager deserves it. The board deserves it. Hammer them, Dermo. I think
I will. Well, listen. Big up to Owenson. Big up to Andy Lloyd, who just crept in the net, and in the end there. It says, Andy Lloyd, I sent a complaint email to SofaScore as it won't let me put -10 for Vicario. I love that. Big up to Carl. You're very kind. Thank you very much. And also Brian as well. Thank you so much indeed. Do you want to say to Brian? Because Brian's been really supportive of us last month. He's only been
Yeah,
in a month or so. He's really
mate,
has, though, hasn't
it's
he?
good to see you in it, bro. Hope you're enjoying the content.
Yeah.
That's what me and Demo are here for, mate. So keep it up.
Yeah.
Cheers.
You know what, Nikhil? I think you and me do one of the best content on YouTube, actually. I don't mean to say we're not as good as we are Tottenham TV, but I think you and me are probably the less toxic channel, Tottenham channel on YouTube. I would agree. I would say.
Maybe. No names.
No names. But yeah, we just want you to be more. Oh, vote of
Oh,
confidence in Cumber. What's that supposed to mean?
he's laughing. He's laughing as well. There's a little laugh.
Is that at me or
I
is that
don't
at
know.
me, Colin, or Tequila, or do you know? You know.
I think he's maybe saying that maybe the board might give Frank a vote of confidence and it's meaningless. I don't know. Com could be, Com. You know he loves a good troll. Bless him.
Well, his manager is 14-1 to get the sack with the bookies, so I'm going to stick a fiver on that tonight.
It's not a bad shout.
Yeah, and our manager is 2-1 to even, so I don't know who's going to make more money. Colin, stick a tenner on that. 14-1. That's not bad, guys. We are back at 8 o'clock. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Again, all the likes, all this. We've reached 2,310 tequila. We're on the roll. We're on the road to 3,000. You think we can get to 2,500 for Christmas? Doubtful.
Oh,
But let's get to,
not before Christmas. Oh, that'd be a tough.
all
one.
right, set a realistic target then. Before Christmas Eve, set a realistic target where we want to get to.
What is it now? The 15th.
Yeah.
You've got 9 days.
Yeah.
Got to be looking at 350. That's realistic, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
There you go.
So
Go 40
if we get
subs. Go on,
there,
guys.
if we can get down Christmas Eve, I would give away the Tottenham away kit. I've got one here. It will go away.
Well, not that yellow thing, Dermo.
No, the black one.
Oh, the black one there. That's cool. Yeah, all right. Yeah.
I have. Yeah. No. That's never going to happen. On that bombshell, we should leave it there. Thank you all for watching. Please hit like, subscribe, and all the things. You know what to do. Share us around. Share us like you would share your local tin of beans around your plate when you're having beans on toast. But be careful with tequila. Show him love and attention because we know he likes it. And as for me, it can be as rough as you like, but also be gentle because we're Spurs fans and we're hurting at the moment. But as we always say, we always look to people at this time to help us in our dire need and help us in our time of loneliness, where we think back in May when we lifted that trophy. A certain individual was there saying, you watch season 2, you better watch out for season 3. And I think he's worth hearing his voice now. And give us some wisdom from the Australian beach where you are now, sunbathing with a pina colada in one hand, a fat cigar in the other, and a bit of shrimp on the barbie. Go on. Give us your words of wisdom to see us out.
I'll tell you, Dermo, mate. You bring me back in the summer, and I will have us in first place. Guaranteed, mate. In the championship. Just to be our mate.
I want to see that game in May again. Goodbye.